Sorry for the short delay here, folks. We all set? Okay, great. I am pleased to call to order the September 23rd, 2021 meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Note the presence of all three commissioners, and I'm going to ask Mr. Bonner to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, a couple of comments this morning. I would like to first talk a little bit about COVID and then some updates on the recovery from the remnants of Hurricane Ida. So due to the rapid spread of the Delta variant, Montgomery County continues to see increases in our key COVID-19 indicators. The positivity rate in the county stands at 5.69%, and the 7-day average of cases per 100,000 residents is at 151 per 100,000. This places the county in the high level of community transmission. The data continues to show that the vast majority of the new cases are occurring in unvaccinated individuals. The quickest way to get this pandemic under control is to get vaccinated. Due to these high numbers, the Montgomery County Office of Public Health continues to recommend masks indoors and outdoors in certain situations for both vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals. Again, I want to emphasize that vaccination is the most important public health action to end the COVID-19 pandemic, and we strongly urge all Montgomery County residents who are eligible to get vaccinated. I'm very pleased to report that more than 80% of Montgomery County residents aged 12 and older have received at least one dose of the vaccine, and we believe the vast majority are fully vaccinated within that group. While this is excellent progress, we still have a ways to go to fully protect our community. Given that the large number of children who are not eligible to be vaccinated, we need as many of those who are 12 years of age and older to get vaccinated to help keep children and others safe. The county continues to offer Moderna, Pfizer, and J&J vaccine at our county-run clinics. Walk-ups are accepted at all sites for those aged 12 and older. To see a list of vaccine clinic locations, you can visit www.montcopa.org/COVID-19 vaccine. We continue to offer a third dose of the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines to immunocompromised individuals who meet the criteria set out by the Food and Drug Administration's emergency use authorization for those boosters. We anticipate that the FDA will likely authorize Pfizer booster shots for certain Americans based on age, underlying medical conditions, or exposure risk. As soon as this is authorized, the county will be ready to offer a booster to those who are eligible. We've expanded hours at our 4 county-run vaccination clinics to offer more appointments in the evening and morning for what we anticipate will be an uptick in traffic to our clinics. The County Office of Public Health has a healthy supply of vaccine and multiple community locations outside of the county clinic network that will be able to offer the boosters if they are indeed approved. Again, to make an appointment, you can visit our website at www.macopa.org/COVID-19 vaccine. And finally, I just want to remind everyone that no-cost COVID-19 testing remains available at our 4 sites across the county. We continue to have a turnaround time on those tests within 48 hours typically. And again, no cost, no doctor's order needed. And I just want to thank everyone who has done their part by stepping up, being vaccinated, wearing masks, particularly indoors. That is the best way to help protect your family and our community. Now, a couple of updates on Hurricane Ida recovery efforts. As many of you know, the remnants of Hurricane Ida have caused widespread damage across our county. With the disaster declaration in place from FEMA, direct financial assistance is now available to residents and businesses who were impacted. Last week, in partnership with FEMA and the Small Business Administration, we opened a Disaster Recovery Center, or DRC, for residents and business owners affected by Hurricane Ida to assist them with the disaster recovery process, which includes applying for financial assistance and other aid. The DRC is located at the Bluebell campus of Montgomery County Community College in the Health Sciences Center gym. Free parking is available on site, and there is public transportation to this site. Recovery specialists from FEMA and the SBA are available to assist homeowners, renters, and business owners in applying for federal aid. In addition, they will be able to answer questions and provide information on the types of federal help available as a result of the major disaster declaration for the remnants of Hurricane Ida. Montgomery County, as well as Bucks, Chester, Delaware, Philadelphia, and York counties, were designated for individual assistance under the major disaster declaration. Residents from any of these designated counties can visit the DRC for federal and state services. I encourage anyone who has been impacted by this storm to visit our webpage, www.macopa.org/IDA, for these updates and more. We know many people started the application process online or by the phone. However, the DRC provides FEMA and SBA staff here on the ground in the county who are available to answer your questions and to help. Even if you've already applied for assistance and just have questions, you can go to the DRC for assistance. The DRC is open from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. each weekday and 10 to 5 on Saturdays. We expect the DRC to be open through November the 9th, which is the deadline to apply for federal aid. In addition, our Commerce Department has scheduled a webinar with SBA personnel for Montgomery County business owners this Thursday, September the 23rd at 3 p.m. The webinar will provide an overview of the Federal Disaster Loan Program as it relates to recovery from Hurricane Ida for those with physical and/or economic losses. Attendees can learn who's eligible to apply, how to apply, and how long it typically takes to process applications, what is covered, loan limits, interest rates, and terms, and how the Small Business Administration can help fund mitigation projects and more. There will be ample opportunity to ask questions. Registration and additional details can be found on our main IDA recovery page. Again, that's montcopa.org/IDA. Finally, I'm very excited to report that the Maco Emergency Disaster Relief Fund, hosted by the Montgomery County Foundation, Incorporated, has seen more than $65,000 in donations so far. Once again, our community is pulling together to help our friends and neighbors. All donations to this fund support nonprofit agencies serving Montgomery County individuals and families impacted by the remnants of Hurricane Ida. There are several hundred families living in hotel rooms right now whose homes are going to require substantial either complete reconstruction or repair, and these organizations and these funds will help those folks. Funds will be used to support housing, food, gasoline, and household needs, such as cleaning products, hygiene products, bedding, towels, and clothing. Contributions can be made to the Maco Emergency Disaster Relief Fund online, by text message, or by check. We thank everybody, all of the local businesses and individuals who have already donated. Information about the fund and a link to donate can be found on that main webpage, montcopa.org/IDA. And again, thanks to everyone who has been so actively engaged in helping our communities recover. And with that, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Lawrence.
Good morning. This morning I'm going to give a couple of bits of information about our 2021 general election, which will take place on Tuesday, November 2nd. In this election, voters will be selecting local officials such as township and borough officials, including supervisors, commissioners, council members, mayors, and tax collectors, judges and ministerial district judges, school board members, polling place election officials, and constables. Voters will have the option to cast their ballot in person on November 2nd or by absentee or mail-in ballot. Regardless of which option you choose, you must be registered to vote by October 18th. This is also the last day to change your address or any other registration information. This means your registration must be received by voter services on October 18th at 11:59 p.m. when the online portal closes. Postmarks do not apply. And the last day to request a mail-in or absentee ballot for the November 2nd election is October 26th. If you're not sure if you've applied to vote by mail or applied and now want to vote in person, check the absentee and mail-in voting section of the Voter Services website to find the answers to your questions. We will be using secure Dropbox locations once again. They will be at the same locations as the primary election, and a full list will be available on the website soon. The drop boxes will be available from October 16th until November 2nd at 8 p.m. when the polls close. Final polling locations will be online on October 15th. We will be sending letters to anyone whose polling location is changed and encourage everyone to check their registration information ahead of Election Day. Satellite offices will also be available as they were in the primary elections in the same locations in Lansdale, Lower Merion, Pottstown, and Willow Grove. They will be open on the weekends of October 16th and 17th and October 23rd and 24th. Voters can also visit the Voter Services Office on the 6th floor of 1 Montgomery Plaza, Monday through Friday during business hours. Polling locations will be following Montgomery County COVID-19 public safety protocols during the election. We will continue to utilize social distancing, enhanced sanitation, and poll workers will be wearing masks. We encourage all residents who wish to cast a ballot in person to follow the posted rules at the polling locations regarding masking. The Voter Services website is a great source of information for all the information I mentioned, registering to vote, voting instructions, and even how to work as a poll worker in the upcoming elections. It is also the place where all county election results are posted. Please visit www.montcopa.org/voter services for more information. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Gale?
Yes, good morning, everyone. At the last board meeting during opening comment, I mentioned how the Bucks County Commissioners were requiring all their county employees to be vaccinated. And I openly stated how I was staunchly opposed to that happening. The following week, my colleagues on the board announced through an email to all county employees that they are also required to be vaccinated. And the way this was handled was outrageously wrong. Far too often, without my input or knowledge, major personnel decisions and spending decisions are made without my knowing, and that shouldn't be happening. My role as a minority commissioner on this board is to provide checks and balances. That's something that was never done in the past, but that's something I've consistently done during my tenure as commissioner. And checks and balances are extremely important to have in all levels of government. Checks and balances serve as a protective measure to prevent our government from becoming a totalitarian dictatorship. And that's what has happened here in Montgomery County. Since the coronavirus outbreak, incrementally, government has overstepped its bounds. And county employees are being used as political pawns during this process. First, it's mandated that all county employees and visitors have to come into a county be in a county building wearing a mask. Then shortly after that, everyone outside should be wearing a mask in Montgomery County. And now if you're a county employee, you must be vaccinated. People have the freedom to choose whether or not they should have the freedom to choose whether or not they wear a mask, whether or not they're vaccinated. And for the county government to push these measures on county employees is wrong. People are fearful of being judged, shamed, ostracized, and punished. And this email that was sent out to all the employees was not clear. Basically saying everybody must be vaccinated on this certain date. And then there's no protocols put in place of what are the consequences if they're not vaccinated by that date. Where do they go to be tested if they choose not to be vaccinated? Who pays for the test? So my phone rings off the hook from county employees that are afraid to approach their supervisors, the 2 Democrat county commissioners, anyone in the senior staff, because they're afraid of losing their job. And this is all being done for political purposes, and it's wrong. And every decision here that is made, whether it's spending $500 million across the street on a justice center, whether it's reckless spending that increases year after year, property taxes that increase properly every year, I'm going to say something. Because the people in this county elected me to do that. And I've always done that for them. I'm not going to stop. And I face consequences for being an outspoken minority commissioner. things like taking my name off proclamations, things like Child Abuse Awareness Month from the 2 Democrat county commissioners, but not Commissioner Gale. That's wrong. Something like child abuse awareness is an all-hands-on-deck effort. And for you to do that is very insulting to me and also children that are abused. Things like not being photographed with me. You have all the summer interns come in this room wearing a mask to take a group picture. For the last 6 years, the commissioners would join them in a photograph. But because I'm outspoken, we don't do that any longer. So I'm going to continue to be outspoken because we desperately need checks and balances in all levels of government. We need it in the federal government. We need it in the state government. We have a governor who's a dictator with a spineless, feckless Republican majority in the state legislature that does not deliver on providing checks and balances, and we have it here in Montgomery County. So if you try to reprimand me by excluding me from press releases, I'll give you an example. I was not included on a press release to congratulate Michael Vest as the new director of public safety. That's something that I was in favor of. That should be a nonpartisan press release to congratulate Michael Vest for his new position. You exclude my name. And the senior staff and people in this room are guilty as it as well. You know it's wrong. I'm twice elected commissioner. I wasn't originally appointed to be commissioner. I was elected without the support of either major party. And people put me here to be a watchdog for them and provide checks and balances. And all this COVID nonsense, mask outside, mask in the building, you must be vaccinated, is all political theater, and it's wrong. And I'm not going to shut up and just go along to get along. I'm going to continue to provide those checks and balances. And you all should be ashamed of yourselves. And that concludes my comments. Go on with your dog and pony show.
So as is often the case, Commissioner Gale has his facts wrong. First of all, our county employees have the option of being vaccinated or being tested. They're not required to be vaccinated. And Commissioner Gale, I want to be very clear, and I'm just speaking for myself, but I won't stand next to you unless it's statutorily required, because you're a racist, you are a COVID denier, you refuse to pay any attention to the science or the facts, and I will not dignify you by putting my name next to yours or standing in a picture with you when you continue to spout this kind of nonsense. So just speaking for myself. I do want to make one additional announcement.
Enough with it. This is still opening.
This
is opening commissioner comments. You use the term racist so openly and loosely that it's lost all its effect.
Commissioner Gale,
okay?
I am the chair and I am speaking, and I have an announcement from our Department of Public Safety. They asked me to remind you this morning that the county is again under a flash flood watch.
Okay, this is a dictatorship.
Until 2 a.m. tomorrow.
This is how dictatorship
operates. And we want to remind you to never drive or walk through floodwaters. It only takes 6 inches of moving water to knock someone off your feet, and only 12 inches to float a car. We know how saturated our groundwater is here in our region, and we just want to make sure everyone is quite mindful that if these heavy rains come tonight, that you remain safe and be very, very careful.
So we need government to tell us to stay out of floodwaters.
Yes, we
okay?
do,
We have to
Commissioner
interrupt
Gale.
a meeting
Yes,
because of that. We need government to tell us to wear a mask, government to tell us to be vaccinated.
All right, we're going to move on now.
Yeah,
Do
that's
we
what you
have
do
any
because it's a
public
dictatorship.
comment?
This is a dictatorship.
Would you?
You can
is
see
there
it right here.
Any public comment on matters appearing on the agenda? Anyone in the room who wants to give public comment on matters appearing on the agenda? So there's two times. I'll explain it, yeah. There's the items that are on today's agenda, and then there is general public comment. So the items on the agenda comes first. Those are things we'll be voting on today. So anyone in the room that wants to give comment about items on the agenda? Okay. Anybody online?
And again, if anybody is logged in via Zoom, you would just use the raise your hand feature. We don't have anyone at this point.
Okay. All right. Then do folks have general public comment that you'd like to give?
Yes.
Okay, great. Before you come up, Mr. Stein will read. We do have some rules for that public comment, and we'll ask him to read those rules.
Speakers should sign into the meeting on the sheet available in the back of the room or as indicated by Ms. Francisco. All speakers who are present should come to the podium if they are physically able. Speakers should identify themselves by name and municipality. All public comments must be relevant or germane to county business. Under the law, this means that the subject matter of all comments must be related to items before the Commissioners for consideration or which may come before the Commissioners for consideration at a future meeting. Whether a matter is germane to county business is a determination to be made by the county solicitor. Profane, slanderous, or discriminatory language or comments will not be tolerated in accordance with the county's non-discrimination policy. Time limit of 2 minutes will be monitored, and county staff will respectfully request speakers to conclude their comments if the speaker goes beyond the time allotted. The board is not required to respond to public comments during the course of the meeting, so the public is reminded that this is not an opportunity for dialogue or questions and answers. The board chair may direct appropriate county staff to follow up on any questions or additional comments after the meeting. Disruptive behavior, including, but not limited to, yelling from the seats, or attempting to disrupt the meeting in any way, or arguing whether matters germane to county business once the solicitor has made a determination of such, or refusing to yield the floor once time has elapsed and being requested to sit down, shall be grounds for removal or muting from the meeting without further admonishment or warning. And as always, the Commissioners welcome written correspondence, comments, and feedback at commissioners@montcopa.org.
Okay, all right.
First, we have Cynthia Colbreth. You can come up.
Good morning. If you could just come up to the podium, please. That way everybody can hear. Yeah.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Everyone. I have 2 public comments to make. I hope that's okay.
Mr. Stein.
As long as they are related to and within the time limit.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. The first one I would like to talk about is a landmark attraction for Norristown Greats proposal, which I presented this week at the Borough Council meeting, and I was suggested to bring it in front of the commissioners. And I have, Dear Board of Commissioners, my name is Cynthia Colbreth. I am a lifelong resident of Norristown, Pennsylvania. It is time for Norristown to be lit up in lights and let it shine in our surrounding communities to elevate a beautiful historic landmark attraction, recognizing all the prominent Norristown greats. Norristown is the land of fairy tales and dreams come true, with recognized names who moved on to become superstar world-class Olympians, sports athletes, a manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, actors, actresses, historians, and other notable legends. This proposal should be a wonderful addition to showcase and add value by attracting onlookers at our downtown Norristown district location. Unbeknown to local and outside residents, it will be an aha moment and a wow factor when most have no knowledge we have these celebrities who rooted out of Norristown and have renowned stature. It would also be great as a visionary excitement for young kids who are into TV, movie, entertainment, athletics, politics, and have dreams to become entertainers, athletes, and politicians themselves. Resurrecting a landmark attraction, acknowledging these Norristown greats, will symbolize to young youths, no matter where you come from, you can also become a success straight out of
Ms.
Norristown.
Colbreth?
Yes.
My apologies, but your time has elapsed.
Oh, okay.
But I do understand that we have the entirety of your comments, that you did submit those.
Yes, I
And if
did.
you'd like, we can submit those to the record in their entirety.
Okay, and I have copies to share with all of you.
We'd appreciate that if you want to
Yeah,
give those.
you can give them to Ms. Washington right there, and she'll make sure we get them all.
Okay,
Okay.
now I have a second comment. Is that okay?
Unfortunately, we do limit people to
Oh,
the
okay.
time there. But if you have something in writing, if you wanted to submit, we could either put those in the minutes, or
Okay.
if you wanted to reserve those for a future meeting, you could do that as well.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Anyone else who'd like to give general public comment today?
I'll check one more time for the Zoom. No, we do not have anybody.
It-
Yeah, if you would like to speak, yes.
Did you sign in? You can give your public comment, and then if
No.
you,
emailed it to the commissioners.
oh, okay.
If you would like to come up, though,
But you're welcome to read it if you'd like to, too.
yeah,
Okay, all right.
you just have to come to the microphone.
And then maybe just sign in as you finish up. Okay? Yeah, thank you.
And just make sure to talk into the microphone.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is really cool. This is democracy at work. Show you have a lot of courage. Okay, so my question is for Commissioner Ken Lawrence Jr. Would you like to form a foursome with me to play in Upper Gwyned's annual golf outing? It's on October 4th, starting at 1 p.m. All proceeds benefit the Parks and Recreation Department.
Sorry, could you identify yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry. So my name is Ali Sherbini with the Norristown Company. We're working in downtown. If you agree, I promise not to solicit a public investment that would lower folks' cost of living, need for ongoing housing subsidy, while generating a return for the taxpayer. Would you, I guess, if I'm allowed to ask?
Just as I said, this is not question and answer time, unfortunately, but we can certainly follow up with you after.
Ali, you have my address, so you can email me and we can discuss. This isn't the time to discuss it.
Well, I've emailed you before, so maybe I have the wrong email, but I'd love for you to join us. It's in Upper Gwinnett, and it would be wonderful to have you there.
Thanks, Ali.
Okay, you're welcome.
Anybody else? Good.
Okay. No one online at this time,
Okay.
nope.
All right, thank you, everybody. Appreciate your coming today. Next, we will move on to approval of the minutes. I will move to approve the September 9th, 2021 minutes of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. We'll move on to resolutions. Mr. Edmond, acceptance of a right-of-way acquired by the Montgomery County Transportation Authority for the Lafayette Street project.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Commissioners, for having us today from the Planning Commission. The first of two items involving our office has to do with Lafayette Street. And as part of the Lafayette Street project, as you know, the MCTA bought land to relocate the Schuylkill River Trail off of that old railroad viaduct down to grade to make it accessible to trail users and to the community. The land, if you look behind you on your way out today, you'll actually see it. The land is between DeKalb and Ford. It's right next to the SEPTA tracks. And so now that the action is complete, the land containing the Schuylkill River Trail is still officially owned by the MCTA. And since the county government oversees the Schuylkill River Trail and maintains it, it's really your property. It's logical to make sure that the county is the proper owner of record. Doing so would eliminate the possibility for future legal problems to arise, since the MCTA is technically a separate entity from the county government. So this action before you is for the commissioners to authorize receiving the land that the trail is on from the MCTA, who at this moment is the current rightful technical owner. So as the county's right-of-way acquisition arm for transportation projects, the MCTA has a regular history of transferring land back to the county after a project is done. The Solicitor's Office is working with the MCTA to draft up the necessary legal documents to make that transfer happen. And so we are requesting that you consider action for that here this morning.
I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to execute the necessary documents to complete the transfer of this fee simple right-of-way related to the Lafayette Street Extension Project from the Montgomery County Transportation Authority to Montgomery County. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any comment? Mr. Edmond, just one question. There's any remuneration or other monies that change hands as part of this?
No, the deed would list $1, which is the standard way of saying no money.
Okay, perfect. All right. Hearing no additional comments, we move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, next we have an authorization of a short-term planning assistance contract for the school district of Springfield Township.
Yes, thank you. So this is a different kind of action. This action is to authorize us to enter into a contract with the school district of Springfield Township to provide school enrollment projections. As you know, our office routinely enters into these types of contracts with school districts. But during the pandemic, that program was pretty quiet. Districts were facing very different issues. Their thoughts were elsewhere. But now we're hearing from a lot of them asking, we want to look towards the future and have new school enrollment projections done. So as we said, one of them is the school district of Springfield Township. A couple quick facts about them. There are about 2,500 students. The district has actually grown by 238 students since we did our initial full study last time back in 2014, 2015. So they are a growing school district. They are one of our first districts that we performed a study for back in 2014 when we got into this service. And those projections, we found out, were quite accurate. We actually had a difference of less than 2% or 50 students after 6 years. So we feel like we did a pretty good job looking forward back then. As always, we will pay close attention to the role that housing construction, sales, and migration continue to contribute to past and to future growth. And that's a little bit of kind of how we approach this. So the facts on the contract in front of you. The contract is for $9,828, 9828. We subsidize 25% in staff assistance, so the actual cost to the school district is $7,371. The terms are from October 1st through January 7th, so it's a short contract, quick hit, lots of work in a short amount of time. And with that, I'll be happy to entertain any questions.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edmond. I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to approve the short-term contract for community planning assistance. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edmond. Mr. Bonner, adoption of the Penndot policy and procedures for consultant selection.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Before you this morning is a resolution authorizing the county to renew its agreement to comply with Penndot consultant selection procedures for all Penndot roads and bridge projects. When I say Penndot road and bridge projects, I mean all of the projects that are funded with either federal or state funding that Penndot oversees in conjunction with county procedures. When we last executed this agreement in 2012, and we have complied with the procedures since then. Our past and present county procurement processes fully comply and coordinate with these Penndot parameters. This resolution, permitting us to re-execute the agreement to participate in Penndot procedures, will continue our compliance with their procedures.
I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to adopt the attached policy and procedures for consultant selection for all federal aid transportation projects, including the reconstruction and rehabilitation of county-owned bridges, roadways, and trails. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? So, Mr. Bonner, is this just statutorily required periodically, or?
So that's a good question, Commissioner. The Penndot procedural manual is updated by Penndot on their own, and so when they last did their update, they noted that we had last signed the agreement in 2012, so they're simply renewing our compliance with their revised procedures. Just as an example, one of the things that got revised since 2012 is their use of an electronic grants management system, electronic project management system, and so simply the procedures insist that we comply with that, which we do already.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, unless there's any other questions, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Stein, authorization of a district court lease for the Upper Moreland District Court.
Yes, thank you. This is a request from court administration for approval of a new lease for District Court 38-2-08, which is currently located in the Willow Grove Annex in Upper Moreland. The request is for a new lease for 15 years for 2727 Philmont Avenue, which would begin on January 1st, 2022. It is for 4,200 square feet of space, which will meet the safety and security recommendations of the Administrative Office of Pennsylvania Courts, including separate access for the accused versus victims and for court personnel as well. So that is the request that's before you today.
Okay, thank you. I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to execute the necessary documents to enter into a lease agreement with VV2727 LLC for a period of 15 years for the purpose of housing District Court 38-2-08 at rents in accordance with the schedule on the attached Exhibit A. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. And then next we have a commissioner's appointment to the Montgomery County Transportation Authority. I will move to appoint Courtney L. High to the Montgomery County Transportation Authority for a term to begin immediately and to expire on December 31st, 2025, and to serve at the pleasure of the county commissioners and in accordance with the current duly adopted bylaws of the Montgomery County Transportation Authority. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Ms. Pardue, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You should have in front of you the final copy of the Commissioners' Department's personnel list. It is a 3-page document dated Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021, with a timestamp of 11:33 a.m. All positions have been reviewed and accounted for and are presented for consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Perdue. I will move to approve the September 23rd, 2021 personnel presentation as given by Director of Human Resources, Ms. Donna Perdue, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment?
I have comment. We'll need a roll call vote because I stated when the 2021 budget was proposed, I'm not supporting a budget that includes higher spending, a tax increase, and spending that's not necessary. And the position of Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer is not necessary for this county government. And it's a cost of $127,472.89 a year to the taxpayers. And I'm against it. So we'll need a roll call vote. It's political theater, too.
I'd like to make a comment.
Mr. Lawrence?
The only political theater going on here, Commissioner Gale, is you, and you're a bad actor. There are disparities within our county government on how we provide services to people. There are disparities with how we treat our employees. That is what this position is to address. We've seen it through the pandemic. We're seeing it now in the aftermath of Hurricane Ida. So, you can use your check to stand against diversity, to stand against inclusion, to stand against equity. But by doing that, you're perpetuating disparities and inequities for our citizens.
All this could be done without a $127,000 salary. We can do it within our own means. Give me a break.
All right, Ms. Washington, let's move to a vote, please.
Chair Arkoosh,
Aye.
Vice Chair Lawrence,
Aye.
Commissioner Gale.
Opposed.
Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Perdue. All right, Ms. O'Malley, advertisement of RFPs and bids. Good morning.
Morning. Yes, we have an RFP on behalf of Housing for Homeless Management Information System Advising Services. The successful responder will provide homeless management information system advising services to the county housing office. The contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. 2, an RFP on behalf of the controller for an accountant. The successful responder will act as the deputy director internal audit. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. 3, a bid on behalf of assets and infrastructure for trash removal. The successful responder will provide trash and recycle removal for county-owned office buildings, parks, and historic sites. Contract will be awarded to the lowest responsible bidder. 4, a bid on behalf of voter services for equipment. The successful responder will provide ballot drop boxes which will be placed in various locations within Montgomery County. Contract will be awarded to the lowest responsible bidder. All bids and RFPs are available on the county's purchasing website at www.montcopa.org/purchasing.
Thank you, Ms. O'Malley. I will move to approve the preceding request for the advertisement of RFPs and bids as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment?
We also need a roll call vote on this, and I ask that you amend your motion to separate RFP number 4. I'm not voting for mail-in ballot drop boxes.
I'm not going to take that amendment.
Okay, because
We'll
you're a
just have
dictator.
roll
And you know what
call
else?
vote today.
And starting this year, the new thing is instead of asking for a motion from the board, you make the motion every time. So it's
Ms.
little
Washington?
vindictive things to be spiteful.
Mr. Gale, I'm the
Yeah,
chair of this
it's
meeting, and I
Commissioner
am
Gale. That's
speaking.
another thing you do. You say
Ms.
Mr. Gale.
Washington,
Yes.
please proceed with the vote.
Chair Arkoosh,
Aye.
Vice Chair Lawrence,
Aye.
Commissioner Gale.
Opposed.
Motion carries. All right, Ms. O'Malley, awards of contract.
1, contract award, assets and infrastructure, construction inspection services, McTish, Kunkel and Associates of Allentown, PA, $106,282.73. Contract provides a consultant for full-time on-site construction oversight and inspection during the replacement of County Bridge number 162, located on Stump Road over Little Neshaminy Creek in Montgomery Township. RFP 21-11 was viewed by 49 providers with 9 responses received. Contract is awarded to the highest rated responder. 2, contract award, assets and infrastructure, construction inspection services, traffic planning and design of Pottstown, PA, $74,713.40. Contract provides a consultant for full-time on-site construction oversight and inspection during the replacement of County Bridge number 166, located on Swamp Pike over Swamp Creek in New Hanover Township. RFP 2112 was viewed by 39 providers with 8 responses received. Contract is awarded to the highest rated responder. 3, contract award Human Resources Furniture. Corbett Incorporated of Norristown, PA, $53,698.26. Contract provides furniture for the Human Resources Department in 1 Montgomery Plaza. Furniture is available through a PA CoStars contract. 4, contract award Bulk Salt, Riverside Construction of Fairless Hills, PA, $200,000. Contract provides the purchase of bulk salt for use on county roads. Salt is available through a PA CoStars contract. 5, contract award Health and Human Services, Management Services, Magellan Behavioral Health of Pennsylvania, Incorporated of Maryland Heights, Missouri. Contract provides management services for the Health and Human Services capitated behavioral health medical budget. RFP 2133 was viewed by 18 providers with 2 responses received. Contract is awarded to the highest rated responder. Contract is for a period of 2 years, beginning 1/1/2022, with 3 optional annual renewal terms. The total cost of the Health Choices program will be based on a per-member, per-month rate negotiated with the Department of Human Services as a capitation payment structure. 6, contract award Information and Technology Solutions Services, Windstream Communications of Little Rock, Arkansas, $207,111.24. Contract provides Voice over Internet Protocol phone service for county departments. Services are available through the Interlocal Purchasing System Cooperative Contract. Contract is for a 3-year term. 7, contract award Planning Commission signage. Reed Sign Company, LLC of Pennsburg, PA, $41,580. Contract provides the materials, manufacture, and delivery of 60 double-sided signs and posts for use on preserved farms in Montgomery County. Specification 6451 was viewed by 49 providers with 6 submissions received. Contract is awarded to the lowest responsible bidder. 8, contract award Public Safety Debris Service Debris Tech, LLC of Picayune, Mississippi, $500,000. Contract provides necessary emergency storm-related debris monitoring services due to damage caused in Montgomery County from Hurricane Ida. Monitoring services will capture debris removal operations and provide documentation. 9, contract award Public Safety Audiovisual Upgrade, Lara Corporation of Norristown, PA, $450,000. Contract provides an audiovisual upgrade to the Emergency Operations Center Media Room. Upgrade will ensure in-person workers can gather in a common space, be able to adequately social distance, and still participate in virtual meetings, trainings, or EOC activations. Services and equipment are available through a PA CoStars contract. 10, contract award Sheriff Equipment. Axon Enterprises Incorporated of Scottsdale, Arizona, $222,357.64. Contract provides 50 tasers, accessories, and training. Equipment is available through a National Purchasing Partners Government Division cooperative contract. 11, contract award Treasurer's Office Advertising. 21st Century Media Newspapers of Denver, Colorado, $33,964.48. Contract provides for payment of Montgomery County tax sale advertisements. Advertisements for public notice were placed in the Times Herald and the Mercury. 12, contract amendment Public Safety System Upgrade, Intergraph Corporation, Hexagon Safety and Infrastructure of Huntsville, Alabama, $90,982.03. Original contract provided for an upgrade to the Emergency Operating Center's 911 computer-aided dispatch system. Upgrade allows the hardware and software to become compatible with next-generation 911 technology and be compliant with national standards. Amendment provides removal of redundant GIS project work and the addition of interfacing and customization services specific to Montgomery County's 911 updated requirements. System is proprietary. And there are 20 contract renewals and 9 amendments for Health and Human Services. The providers and services are listed at the end of the agenda and the back of the room.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding awards of contract as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. And now awards of contract for the Southeast PA Regional Task Force.
1, a contract award for trauma kits, Tactical Medical Solutions, LLC of Anderson, South Carolina, $44,999.80. Contract provides trauma support kits for the Philadelphia Office of Emergency Management. Kits are proprietary. 2, contract amendment equipment, Plate Logic, LLC of Downingtown, PA, $6,157. Original contract provided for stationary license plate readers in select Montgomery County municipalities. The amendment provides additional equipment required due to a revision in location of the plate reader for Lower Moreland Township. Equipment is available through a PA CoStars contract.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding awards of contract on behalf of the Southeast Pennsylvania Regional Task Force as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Are there any closing commissioners' comments? All right, then I will announce that next we have an election board meeting immediately following this meeting, and that our next Board of Commissioners meeting and election board meeting will be on October 7th, 2021. And I will move to adjourn the September 23rd, 2021 meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Is there any negative votes? Hearing none, meeting is adjourned. And we'll invite the solicitor to the dais. I'm sorry, the controller. My apologies. Good morning, Controller Sanchez. I know, right. You've changed, Mr. Stein, you've changed. That's right. Good morning, Controller Sanchez. All right. Ms. Perdue or Ms. Co-Francisco, do we have any public comment and salary board? Just double check here. Double check.
We do not.
Okay. All right, then Ms. Perdue, you may begin.
Good morning, members of Salary Board. You should have in front of you the final copy of the Salary Board list. It is a 3-page document dated Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021, with a timestamp of 11:33 a.m. Of note, we have 2 retirees, Arlene Burge from Clerk of Courts after 19 years, and William Beglow from Senior Services after 13 years. All positions have been reviewed and accounted for and are presented for Salary Board consideration.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the September 23rd, 2021 Salary Board presentation as given by Director of Human Resources, Ms. Donna Perdue, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same?
So moved.
Moved by Controller Sanchez. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment?
I request a roll call vote.
Okay. All right, any other comments? All right. Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Ms. Washington?
Chair Arkoosh.
Aye.
Vice Chair Lawrence.
Aye.
Commissioner Gale.
Opposed?
Aye. Oh, Controller Sanchez, my apologies.
All right. Motion passes 3-1. I will now entertain a motion to adjourn the September 23rd, 2021 meeting of the Montgomery County Salary Board.
So moved.
Moved by Controller Sanchez. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
All right, I will call to order the September 23rd Election Board meeting and note the presence of all 3 members. Are there any Election Board comments? And do we have any public comments on items appearing on the agenda? Is there any general public comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to the approval of minutes. I'll make a motion to approve the June 8th, 2021 minutes of the Montgomery County Board of Elections. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Arkoosh. Is there any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move on to a vote. Any negative votes? Minutes are passed. Our next agenda item is authorization of changes to polling locations. Doris Sawyer, Director of Elections.
Hi, good morning, Commissioners. I'm here today to request authorization for the relocation of 26 polling locations for the 2021 general election to take place on November 2nd. The Board of Elections is given the authority by the Election Code to relocate polling places as they see fit, and today I'm seeking the approval of the board to relocate 26 polling locations. These are listed in the attached sheet titled September 23rd Polling Place Relocations, and the relocations are as follows. Precincts Abington 12-1 and 12-2, moving to Abington Junior High School at 2056 Susquehanna Road, Abington, PA 19001. Abington 14-2, moving to the Roslyn Firehouse at 1128 Bradfield Road in Roslyn, Pennsylvania 19001. Jenkintown 2, moving to Jenkintown High School at 325 Highland Avenue, Jenkintown, Pennsylvania 19046. Lower Marion 7-2 and Lower Marion 7-3, moving to Temple Beth Hillel Beth El Synagogue at 1001 Remington Road in Wynwood, Pennsylvania, 19096. Lower Marion 8-2 and Lower Marion 8-3, moving to the SS Sahag and Mezrab Armenian Church at 630 Clothier Road in Wynwood, Pennsylvania, 19096. Lower Potts Grove 1 to move to Potts Grove High School, 1345 Kaufman Road, Pottstown, PA, 19464. Lower Potts Grove 4 to move to Lower Potts Grove Elementary School, located at 1329 Buchert Road in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, 19464. Lower Salford 1 and Lower Salford 2, moving to Indian Valley Middle School at 130 Maple Avenue in Harleysville, Pennsylvania, 19438. Lower Salford 5 and Lower Salford 6, moving to Oak Ridge Elementary School at 465 Moyer Road, Harleysville, Pennsylvania, 19438. Norristown 11, moving to Hancock Fire Company at 820 West Airy Street in Norristown, Pennsylvania, 19401. Norristown 32, moving to the Norristown Public Library at 1001 Powell Street, Norristown, Pennsylvania, 19401. Plymouth 22, moving to the Central Montgomery County Vocational Technical School at 821 Plymouth Road in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania, 19462. Pottstown 4, moving to Grace Lutheran Church at 660 North Charlotte Street in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, 19464. Pottstown 5, moving to the First Presbyterian Church of Pottstown at 750 North Evans Road in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, 19464. Springfield 32, moving to the Orland Fire Company at 1500 Bruce Road in Orland, PA, 19075. Upper Dublin 61 and Upper Dublin 62, moving to the Temple Sinai Synagogue at 1401 North Limekiln Pike in Dresher, PA, 19025. Upper Gwynedd 1, moving to the Upper Gwynedd Township Building at 1 Parkside Place in North Wales, Pennsylvania, 19454. Upper Gwynedd 7, moving to the Upper Gwynedd Township Fire Department at 660 Garfield Avenue in West Point, PA, 19486. Upper Marion Belmont 5, moving to the Valley Forge Towers Clubhouse at 4000 Valley Forge Circle, King of Prussia, PA, 19406. And Whitpain 1, moving to the Tiferet Bet Israel Synagogue at 1920 Skipack Pike in Bluebell, PA, 19422. Notice has been posted at all of these locations that the polls are being moved as required by law, and the locations have all been notified of the move. We have notified and worked with representatives from local Republican and Democratic committees regarding these moves. In addition to notice being posted, every voter in these precincts will receive a new voter ID card, which will indicate the location change and identify their new polling location in entirety. Those are scheduled to go out in the mail on Friday, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have and request that the board approve these relocations as presented.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve the relocation of the 26 polling places named on the attached document titled September 23rd, 2021 Polling Place Relocations, beginning with the November 2nd, 2021 general election and continuing for all elections going forward. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Arkoosh. Ms. Sawyer, this is your first election board meeting, right?
It is.
You have to do polling location.
Polling location
You
changes.
did a great job.
Thank
did a
you.
Great job. That's my only comment. Are there any other questions?
Mr. I just thought it might be helpful for the public to have the clarification that the vast majority of these moves are to actually put polling places back to where they were
Correct.
before the COVID-19 pandemic necessitated a lot of moves in order to
Correct.
conduct the election safely.
Yes.
So,
Mostly moving back to original locations. We have a few locations that are either under construction. We're actually working through some others that we will present at a future meeting that we need to move due to storm damage or other planned construction projects. So,
great.
but mostly returning to original locations.
Well, that's good news for,
Yes.
for everybody who lived close to those places and had to travel a little further. So,
For sure.
great.
All right, any other questions or comments? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Motion passes. Any closing board comments? All right, hearing none, I'll announce that our next meeting will be October 7th, and I will move to adjourn the September 23rd, 2021 meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Elections. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Arkoosh. Any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Meeting adjourned.